Welcome to another interesting episode of the Untold Stories, bringing you exciting interviews from your favorite sports personalities. And today is going to be revealing, exciting and interesting as we are with one man that has actually carved a niche for himself in the football industry, a football administrator, and as still one, of course, a very experienced one. He has really paid his dues when it comes to football administration and everything about football. And today we are in the office of former GFA Vice President and an astute football administrator, as I said, George Afriyie. We will be having an interaction with him, get to know him better, and all that he does with regards to football administration. And so we will definitely tell you more about what we are here to do today after this quick commercial break. Welcome to the show. Another World Cup campaign is here again, and I know you have that kind of feeling when the World Cup is getting closer, the biggest on the global stage. What do you miss about the World Cup?
Well, unfortunately, we lost the opportunity to be part of the 2018 World Cup in Russia. And from what we all witnessed from that wonderful organization from the Russians, I'm sure if you are a Ghanaian and you are not able to go to the World Cup, of course, having been to Germany, been to South Africa and Brazil, definitely we were looking to make it to Russia. Unfortunately, we missed out. Now, 2022 is here, and those of us who have been traveling across the globe and having been to Middle East, especially between Dubai and Qatar, Bahrain and all those countries, you don't want to mix Qatar. You don't want to mix Qatar because, you know, two countries, Qatar, Dubai, especially the UAE especially, are holiday destinations for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so if a football biggest tournament is going to be staged within that region, definitely you don't want to mix it. And for the World Cup, the excitement, with all the excitement that is surrounded World Cup, definitely we are all looking up to the time.
So what do you miss about the World Cup?
Well, it's about purely football, and then the excitement around it. The excitement, if you have been to the World Cup, you see the after match parties, the ability to see different people, different cultures, different dancing, the food, everything about it. Everything about it. It's a festival of football people. It's a complete festival of football people. Within the World Cup, it's a period where you see even some rich people spending money on other fans. It happens all the time. And so everything about the World Cup, it's so exciting for the football family.
Well, you have served on the Ghana Football Association. On several offices. Aside you being the vice president previously, you were also the president of the Black Stars Management Committee. The chairman of the Black Stars Management Committee. And there have been many that believe that particular committee do not function as it's supposed to be. What is the role of the Black Stars Management Committee? Is it only, looking out for the accommodation for the Black Stars, making sure that they have best hotels to sleep in and all that?
Unfortunately, it's like me trying to suggest that the role you play at GH1 or your television station doesn't necessarily matter. All we need is the cameraman or somebody to arrange the sound and all that. And so the people, there are a lot of things you do before we watch you on TV. A typical example is what we are doing now. Imagine traveling all the way from your office. Before then, you booked an appointment.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, this is maybe the third time you are trying to arrange for me to even get that. So it would be unfair for anybody to discount the role you've played. You just didn't work here to come and have an interview with me. It's just a similar thing. Now, if somebody wants to ask you what is the role of the Black Star Management Committee, first of all, it first starts with the planning of the Black Stars itself. It is the management committee that to make sure that the right coaches are appointed for the right roles.
Oh, really?
Yes, of course.
Oh, so they play a major role in
a major role. First of all, there should be a search committee.
But does it happen, or is just a cosmetic
Well, it depends who is in charge. But as far as I'm concerned, under our period, it was not just cosmetics. It's the management committee is tasked by the FA together with the executive committee to make sure that a coach is appointed. Before a coach is appointed, there must be a criteria, and the criteria must be set out. Then you go out there. It's either a search committee, it's either by advertising and all that. That's just the first one. When you finished, remember the program of the FA. The program itself of the Black Star must be drawn up by the Black Star Management Committee together with the Executive Committee.
Okay.
And so you make sure that a whole program is drawn up and then you execute it. So it goes beyond just being a member and all that. I know that under our time, it was just not just a mere body where it doesn't really function. Ours, it was really functioning. And you can see the personalities who have served on the Black Star Management Committee. I can speak for my time. You have personalities like Mr. Gobek Abrapia, Nana Abrapia now, the continuing of the Kwahu traditional area, and who is now also the board chairman for CBG. So look at his track record. He was the chairman of the Premier League board for close to 10 years or 10 years. An astute banker. If you put such a person on the Black Star Management Committee, I don't think that you want him to come and be there as a figure where there's no function for him to perform. No, I don't believe that. We have Mr. Ufusubamfo, which is Sekins, the owner of Alisa Hotels, group of companies. You know who he was. J.Y. appeared then, Mr. Jones Alhassan Abu, the late, may his soul rest in peace, Osei Kupama, and others. And next Thompson, former SNIT boss.
So you mean that the individuals on it had that clout?
Of course.
And so they were able to make the right decision.
So exactly, and so you cannot just form a committee and put these people in charge and say that you sit somewhere and be remoting them and do your own thing where you bypass the management committee.
Has the value depreciated?
Well, I leave that for you to answer. I don't know. Because I'm not involved.
But you watch from afar.
No, let me leave my comment.
Okay. Well, anyways, I mean, we are going for the World Cup. We are all excited about it. And mostly when it comes to the World Cup, it has to be about properly managing the players, managing situations, making sure that you get good out of the players here, taking them to the World Cup. You are able to, get a good tournament at the World Cup. Most issues have become the money issue, and we've witnessed this at the 2014 World Cup. We witnessed this so many times. We are going again. If there is one thing that you want to be resolved or to be changed about this time's campaign at the World Cup, what should it be?
Well, I've said it several times. I was fortunate to be part of the 2014 group. I was not a member of the Black Star Management Committee, but I was an executive and emergency committee member of the FA. So I had the opportunity to be part of the composition of the management team that took the Black Stars to the Brazil 2014. It was a very bad experience, and it's an experience where we don't have to, and we don't hope that it repeats itself. So I've had the opportunity. Remember, I appeared before the GFA Commission, and I gave my account and I explained what we need to do. Apart from that, on several media outlets or media outfits, I've had the opportunity to be interviewed, and I've laid down my position. These things of money, remunerations, bonuses, and what must all be settled before we leave here in Ghana. The management committee, together with the executive committee, together with the Ministry of Youth and Sport, must sit down, must fashion out what the package is agreed upon before even the coach invites players. The point is that if the coach is aware that this has been agreed, that we are going to pay $1 for each match won or per qualification, and we are going to pay $1 for an appearance fee. So once this is known and is published, and we shouldn't, I don't like it when we want to hide figures. I'm sure, definitely, me personally, with the experience of 2014, for me, let them put a figure out there. It doesn't spoil anything.
Do you think
because in 2014, when we came back, because of GFA, everybody knew how much each player, how much the appearance fee was, how much a winning bonus was. So it doesn't serve anybody it doesn't matter whether we put it out or not.
So
for me, I think that when they agree, they should put it out there.
Do you think that hiding of figures in 2014 cost the FA?
No, it was not the hidden figures, because in 2014, I'm sure the figures were out there. We all got to know that the players.
I think after the brouhaha.
No. It came out before, long before. 100,000. It was all over.
Okay.
It was all over, long before. Nobody hid it. The figures were all known. Nobody hid the figures. It was all known that the players are demanding $100,000. The media were all over talking about it. So it wasn't a hidden thing. So I think that when the management committee together with they meet and they agree, they should put the figures out there and let them know that yes. And remember, the figures cannot be secret, because you are going to government to demand the money. The government is accountable to the people of Ghana. The money from finance will go through a lot of processes. Even at the end of the day, you need to go to the Public Accounts Committee to justify the money and all that. So it doesn't become secret any longer. MPs will see, ministers will see. So for me, when they agree and they know that they are going to pay 1 cedi, 2 cedi, put it out there, let everybody understand. So the Ghanaian public will appreciate that this is the situation, this is our position, before we go and play to the World Cup. So that when we are able to do these things long before the call-up, then the coach is aware that, well, Ghana says they will pay 1 cedi. So Kwaku Mensah says, oh, if you are paying 1 cedi, I'm not coming. So the coach doesn't even take the trouble to even invite him for him to come and say, oh, I won't accept it. So those negotiations must be done, agreed, before we leave here. So even before we leave to the training camp.
That's the major thing you hope to see done.
I mean, it's so far, we've been to 3 World Cups. Germany was an issue, but it was handled tactfully. 2014, 2010, it was not an issue. 2014 became an issue. So it's for the 3 World Cups past experience, this is the only thing that I can pinpoint to as being a problem that must be addressed.
What's your thoughts on Otuado?
Well, you
think he's the man to take us to the World Cup? Because, I mean, per the matches he's played, many I think are losing hope.
Well, those who are doing that have the reasons for. But leave me also to speak for myself. Well, for me, I think that he's done a good job by qualifying us to the World Cup. And anybody who watched the 2 matches will understand that you could see his signature in the qualification, because tactically he did well. He did well to contain the Nigerians here. He did well to contain the Nigerians in Nigeria, Abuja. So it will be totally unfair at this late hour to make any change to our technical bench. No, totally unfair. We need to back him up. Fortunately for me, I have said it on different platforms. The job is not just Otuado. Remember, we have George Boateng out there. Remember, we have Chris Hughton there. Remember, we have Didi Dramani there. So collectively, those 4 men should put their heads together and work together. For me, that's how I see it. So I don't think, and I believe that we qualify based on the effort of that team, that 4 coaches. It's not just Otuado. So yes, he's the head coach. He can take credit for it. I don't have a problem. But if they can work as a unit, the 4 men can work as a unit, I think that we should just back them and pray that we do well at the World Cup.
Now, what do you make of the current trend of scouting players that were born in Europe? Because, I mean, now they become the fulcrum of our national team.
You see, this is a serious problem where if you speak to mature sports administrators, matured sports journalists, those who had followed football in some years, in time past, they will tell you that I don't believe that we don't have talent in this country. I'll tell you, I've been hearing that people say that, oh, we don't have quality. Oh, we don't have quality. They look at boys, there are no quality players among them.
Well, they say that because it's not reflecting on the Ghana Premier League.
I'll tell you, relax. You see, someone leaves the shores of Ghana, and I will make a specific example. Someone leaves the shores of Ghana. In 6 months, he becomes a professional player, and all of a sudden, he has quality more than the player he just left. And I'll share 2 examples. We went to the African Youth Championship, and I'll mention 2 sets of players, Afriyie and help me out, the Dreams Steadfast player who is part of the Black Stars team, Ishahaku. 2 key players who were all key local boys. Were they not 2 local players?
Yeah, they were.
So what's the difference between Ishahaku and Afriyie? The only difference now is that he's a foreign-based player, and this one is a local-based player. So all of a sudden, Afriyie has no quality again. And this is how we judged our players. And totally, it's not encouraging, and it's also affecting our local league. It's affecting our local league to the point which you just raised, that our local teams are not doing well in the continental stage, because every single good player within the local scene within the next 1 year wants to leave. I doubt if Afriyie will renew his contract in Hasselhoff. I doubt. Why? Because for him to get a chance to play for the Black Stars, he thinks that he must also be out there. I'm telling you, and it's not actually helping the development. And I will take you back. I said, when I was starting the conversation, I said that old football administrators and old media men who had followed, you see, if John Saktukwefiu was able to use purely local players to compete in the African terrain, and none of those boys were even able to make it to the big leagues, the Taylors, this boy in US, I always want to remember his name. Not Ishmael, Kufuor. Look at the quality of those players. But I'm telling you, they didn't even make it to the European stage. Trust me. They played so well to the point where the Black Star coach was feeling comfortable to use a whole house of folk to face Nigeria. It means it depends on who is the coach of the Black Stars. We had a coach who came in here, saw a certain Sheila Elias who was playing in a local league and felt that he has the quality. Habib Mohammed, and felt that he has the quality. Dramani, he felt that he has the quality and took that to the World Cup. So it depends on the belief you put. And I can tell you, if you follow football, even within our local scene here, I'll tell you a typical example. Yesterday, my team played against Golden Kicks. I happened to be there. Golden Kicks came with young boys. And the small boys he brought, you could see that a coach has told them that you can do it, go and play. It's the confidence you put in a player. The matches we watch all over in Europe and all that, the top leagues that you watch. Why do you think that Rodrigo came to Real Madrid and the coach decided that I'll start you slowly till I'll be able to bench a senior player and give you the opportunity? It's the same approach. It's the same approach you must give if you're a Black Star coach. You must understand that, yes, there is an Afriyie which I need to build his confidence in order for him to deliver for me. So you must, it's a coaching issue here in Africa. Me, I have a problem. If I am to judge Otto in his match against Nicaragua, unfortunately, I have not had the opportunity to speak to him. So it would be totally unfair to know the reason behind what he did. But then the question, I would have asked him, if you don't have the confidence to play Afriyie in Nicaragua, which match would you want to play in? I'm being honest with you. If I have the opportunity, I want to know, to understand what went into his thinking. Because he's a human being. He may have a reason why he did what he did. Maybe he doesn't believe that Afriyie is part of his team, and so therefore he rather wants to use players that he think will make his World Cup squad. That's why he didn't give him. If that's the reason, fine. Then that's his personal reason, because coaches will take decisions, and when you are a management member, you need to back him. You can question his decision, but once he makes the decision, he's the head coach. Yeah. So his head will be on the chopping board if he fails. So, but for me, if you ask me, those peripheral. Is that how the word now? Those players who are on the fringes, the players that you don't believe or you don't have. If you can't use them in a Nicaragua match, then which match can you use them? So for me, I think that in a match against Nicaragua, he should have given Afriyie that time.
Well, I mean, there are two Black Stars players that are always on the lips of Kenyans, and it's criticism to criticism, criticism to criticism. They are you brothers. What do you make of Ghanaian perception about the Ayew brothers?
I think we've been unfair to them. You see, yes, as human beings, as footballers, they all have their flaws. But trust me, if a player is playing in the English Premier League today, week in, week out, what would be the justification for not calling him? It's the same justification I'll call for the inclusion of Jeffrey Schropp. The same inclusion. For me, if you call Jordan Ayew, you've got a good player from a good league. So if people criticize him, yes, people have their reason. I mean, as Ghana will say 20-something million or 30 million coaches. All of us have our opinion as far as call-ups are concerned. So that one, you can't blame people when they do that. But I'm saying that we are criticizing them, yes, unfairly, because I have had the opportunity to work with both players, and I'm sure, if I'm not mistaken, check the numbers of Andre Ayew.
But well, with what he does, especially with Jordan, many things when it comes to the national team, he and Partey, they don't really give a percentage of what they do at club level.
We used to have that kind of perception of Michael Essien.
Yes.
You remember?
Yes.
We used to have the same kind of perception about Michael. But remember, in key times, Michael delivered and saved the Black Stars. And in key times, Jordan has delivered. In key times, Partey delivered. So it becomes very difficult when you are criticizing these players. And I'm saying that you go to Crystal Palace today, Jordan is not giving you the numbers in terms of goal scoring. Check the numbers. Go and check. If I'm not mistaken, now he's heading to about the number of goals that he scored for, and crucial ones. Yeah. Crucial ones. I remember there's one particular goal that he scored to save us, to qualify us to the finals of the 2015 AFCON. Yeah. When he came from nowhere to head that ball, and he has scored some crucial goals. And he's a player, if you have monitored him, when he's determined to do it, he does it. So for me, if people are criticizing them, it's their opinion, and I leave them to. But for me, I will not criticize them the way the public. I think that.
How about Samuel Jan? I mean, he's so much interested in going to the World Cup.
Have you spoken to him personally?
Well, he has granted interviews, which I
doubt.
I've monitored.
I doubt.
You doubt.
I have not heard it.
You doubt he can't go to the World Cup, or you doubt?
I doubt he has said that he wants to go to the World Cup to play. I doubt.
Well, he have said it, that he wants.
Well, I
he
don't.
Said if you call on him, he's ready to.
I have not spoken to him. If you are saying if you call on him and he think his body shape, his energy will allow him, why not? But for me, what I'm seeing, I don't think he's ready.
Call him.
You want an answer?
No, I'm asking if you are a coach.
Well, if you want an answer from me, I haven't seen him train regularly in recent times. I mean, when I say training, it's not going to the gym I mean footballing.
Okay.
Footballing training, like physical running to space, shooting, and I know Jan very well. When Jan is in form, my brother and my sister, I mean, there's no question about that. I'm saying I haven't seen it. If what I'm seeing on TV is the justification to call him, I will say no. If what I'm seeing on TV, I'm being very honest. Yeah. I'm choosing my words carefully. If what I'm seeing, the gym thing that he's doing is the justification for the call-up, that one day I'm sorry. Yes, I won't support it. And he knows. But I will support his inclusion to the World Cup at any role. I support it.
Any role?
Any role.
Not necessarily to go and play.
No, from what I'm seeing. If the justification is one man to go, no. I doubt even the Jan I know is a very objective person. Jan I know is very objective, and he's a straightforward guy. I don't think that his body will allow him to go to the World Cup. In one man to the World Cup, I doubt. He knows that.
How do you see our campaign at this year's World Cup?
I have done some pairings. I want us to beat Korea.
You want us to beat, or you think we can beat Korea?
I think we can beat Korea. That's my calculation. I want us.
What calculation is that?
My calculation is that we should be able to beat Korea. So when we beat Korea, anything is possible.
Ghanaians always turn into mathematicians when they are going for international tournaments.
No, you see, you have to be realistic. Me, I'm a Ghanaian, and I follow football, I do football. I want my Blasters to do well at the World Cup. You see, it's in your to our benefit.
But
those who spend time on football.
We all want it. We all want them to do
Why not? We can do well.
We can do well.
We can do well.
We can
Why
beat
not?
Korea.
We can
beat
course.
Portugal.
It's football. Football we can beat for Portugal.
No, but you said we should be real.
Yes, we should be real. But that's what I'm saying. That I have my calculation. In my calculation.
Per your calculation.
Are we
qualifying out?
That's what I want to say. That I want us to qualify out of the group.
Per the calculation.
Per the calculation I have.
Wow.
Yes, qualifying out of. And you see, let me tell you something. I'll tell you something in football, which a lot of people don't know. They tend to judge the national team like Real Madrid is playing or Man City is playing. It's a big mistake. See, when it gets to tournament, there are teams that are well prepared. They can be kicked out in the first round. It happened to France when they won it. It's happened to so many countries. That's when the underdog and the unpredictable things happen in football.
Yeah.
You know it. So for me, people are saying that we may not do well. When we put Portugal, and it is not like we've not played them and we've not had a chance to compete against. Yes, I know and I agree that the quality in 2014 was different. I agree to that. But you see, trust me, it's also about the motivation. It's also about the determination of the players when it comes to national team. I'm one person that have followed the country like Mexico. Never underrate Mexico in any day by names. They can come to the World Cup with only one good known name, but it's not easy to beat them. And I'm sure you know that. History has proven that countries have gone to the World Cup where they have no name, absolutely no name. Current Senegalese national team, they have good players and good names than in the 2202 group. The 202 they were almost unknown.
Yeah, sure.
But look at, they made it all the way to the quarterfinals. So for me, I don't want us to downgrade the Black Stars.
So per your calculation, Ghana is qualifying out.
We have to. We have to. It's good for us now as a country and the football people.
You are octopus, George.
We have to.
But
you see, when it comes to my football and it comes to my Black Stars, I'm patriotic. That one, I will, no matter what.
We are all patriotic, but sometimes
not all of us.
Not all of us.
Some of us wish that we don't move to the next stage. But me, I want the Black Stars to move to the next.
But Uncle George, I mean, do you miss serving on the GFA?
Oh no, I mean, I don't mix that much. It's normal, something that you were on front line doing, and after some time, it's been like 5 years, you are no more there. I mean, it's okay. It's normal.
You don't miss it?
It's normal. Sometimes you mix it, sometimes you don't. It takes time to also reflect and also to relax, and then to also venture into other new things.
So it's not something you would ever want to once again give it a shot?
Why not? Since I've done football for the past 20 years, if the opportunity is out there, why not? I will do it. Why not? Why not?
So it's something you are planning to?
I won't say I'm planning, but I'm saying you ask the question whether if the opportunity will avail itself, why not? I will.
Okay. I mean, you are one person that has really played a role, not only to the GFA, but in football administration. I think I just remember you about the Sweden All Blacks and how you managed to qualify them to the Premier League. I am from Sweden, so it's something that I'm connected to. So when you look at the dues you've paid to the local football, and now you look at the current state of local football, would you say that we are heading to the right direction?
A lot of challenges. A lot. You see, I've said it several times, and I will not hide it. I'll say it any day, anytime. I don't think we are paying too much attention to what is causing our poor performances or our poor performance in recent times. I don't think we are paying
in Africa or
in general, in all aspects of our football. Just few minutes ago you asked me about the participation in those clubs participation in the club competitions, the African club competitions. We are not paying too much. In fact, yesterday I heard was it yesterday or 2 days ago, people were criticizing House of Folk when we couldn't beat a Malian side and all that. We need to pay particular attention to what is happening, and we are not. We are just too much interested in, how do I
Who should be paying that attention?
The football administration.
Okay.
The federation itself. You see, when we say youth development, in these times, we want every Ghanaian playing in Europe to be part of the Black Stars.
Yeah.
But we are here in Ghana. We have over 2,000 players within this country, every day in, day out, wanting to be part of the Black Stars. And we are saying that the quality of these 2,000 is not good for the national team. But those out there, which has been properly developed, so developed, which we see every day on our screens, those are the players we want to go and court them to come and play for our team. Then there's something wrong. There's completely something wrong with our football. Yes, every Ghanaian living everywhere qualifies to play for the Black Stars. But I'm saying that we have less number of, probably maybe 2,000. 2,000, let's say 2,000 Ghanaians outside. But we have about, 2,000 is too much. Let me use about 1,000 Ghanaian players scattered across Europe. But we have about 20,000 here in Ghana. Here in Ghana. So we must focus on developing, we must set the right standard for our football. You start right from juvenile football. Juvenile football. If we are able to develop the juvenile football very well, then our future is bright. Well, but we are not paying attention. It's just more of sloganeering. Do this, we do. No. We need to.
But do you know there's a saying that when you are outside, it looks like you have, all the good thoughts that can help football to progress. But it's different when you are inside. Well,
I'm inside. No, I'm still inside. I won't count myself outside. But I'm saying that I think I want my football association to do more. To do more. You see, we are so fortunate that currently a number of pitches, the government is building a number of AstroTurf pitches across the country. Yeah. We need to take advantage of that to develop our football very well. If we are going to develop our national teams, it shouldn't be based on favoritism. It shouldn't be based on, this one plays for this team, so let's invite it. Are we
currently basing it on favoritism?
It has happened several times.
Okay.
It has happened several. It has happened several, and I won't shy away to say it. When you say it, and I've heard one of my friends within the media space say, a time came it was all liberty. So if today is this, it's so good. Well,
but it was true. A time came it was all liberty.
But you saw the quality. Okay. You saw the quality of players. Can you say same? You saw the quality of players. So today they are the household names of which we always keep mentioning. The Asamoah Gyan, the Kojo Asamoah, the Michael Essien. We keep mentioning their name every day. The quality was there. Is that same quality are we talking of? See Ishaku. Who criticized that? Why have you called Ishaku? Who? Tell me. Nobody. Is there anybody who say that why have you called Ishaku into the national team? That's exactly what we are saying. Let's just be fair. It doesn't matter where the player belongs. If the boy is good and is in Betis AFC, they should be able to invite him. Me, I travel around the country. I see players belonging to certain clubs, and I'll call a national team coach and say, I was in Kumasi. I saw this boy. Coach, I think that he deserves a call-up. You call him and have a look at him. I'm not a coach, but I think that he deserves. But the favoritism is becoming too much. That's something that won't help. Trust me. If we continue like this, our national teams will not be doing well. With the Black Stars, it's different. It's different. But I'm talking of the junior national team.
If the current administration wants you to be a part and serve on any role to help with the development of football, would you?
Why not? I've said it several times. I said it depends on what role you want me to do. If you are offered any opportunity in life, you just have to ask yourself, am I ready for it? So when the time comes and you say, I want you to do this for me, I'll look at my ability and my capability, whether I'm ready for it. Why not? I'll make a decision.
What do you make of the way we are handling match fixing issues?
Well, so far, there has been a decision on one. As to whether the processes and things were fair, that I can't talk. I think it's a court issue now, so I don't need to. But I have my own reservations as far as that whole thing is concerned. That whole saga is concerned. But once it's in court, leave me not to.
Now, clubs taking
contempt
the GFA to court, it's something that we've been experiencing. It didn't start.
You know me, I'm against clubs taking GFA to court. If you know my position, I have never been. We've suffered under our administration. So for me, I don't support any club that take the GFA to court. Never. I've never been a supporter of taking the GFA to court. But remember, people have their fundamental human rights. If they are trampled upon, why not? But for me, I'm against anybody who wants to take. I believe that the processes are there. Follow it. If you are not satisfied, Court of Arbitration for Sports is also there. Go there. For me, my position has always been that I don't support that.
Were you ever offered a Kotoko CU job?
Yes, I was invited. I was invited by the current Kotoko board to be interviewed and to be offered a position. And at the time I said, no, I'm not ready.
Is there any reason you turned it down?
Oh, no. I mean, like Betty, like I just said, if you are offered any position at the time, you look at whether you are ready for it or not. So at the time, no, I wasn't ready, honestly. I wasn't ready at all.
And it's not something you would want to ever get into?
No, for now,
You've moved beyond that.
Exactly. I'm doing my own thing and I'm satisfied with what I'm doing for now.
It seems now football, yes, it is part of you now, but not really into it like before.
Well, it's normal. You understand? Man is growing.
How things evolved during your time.
Well,
and that has in a way killed the joy that you have for football.
Not necessarily, but what is happening is that, well, there's a new administration in place. The new administration believes that I want to rule with this kind of people, and so he's doing it. You have to offer him the free hand so he can execute his mandate. Remember, he's been given a mandate of 4 years to steer the affairs of football in this country. So it would be totally unfair to be meddling with interferences and all that. That's not my style, actually. Okay. But every now and then, if I feel, because I spend money on football every day. Yesterday, if I tell you how much I spend on football within the last week. And so if something is not going on right, I have every right as a football administrator to point out. But certainly, if I have issues to deal with, I know the appropriate court. But the normal issues like the discussions we are having, why not? At any point in time, I can say it. I have always been saying that, one, I want the FA to be fair on the way players are called to the junior national teams. That I have said it several times.
Is your friend?
Yes, he's a good friend.
Okay.
He's a good friend.
Is Nyantakyi a friend now?
I have always said it, and I'll repeat. I said Nyantakyi was not my friend. He was my boss. I said it, and I won't change from that. You see, if Kurt, for instance, I won't even say he's a friend, but he's a colleague, a working colleague, who, when they say somebody is your friend, I'll tell you, a friend, my understanding, is someone you share ideas, someone you can go to. In fact, if I'm broke, I can call Betty. This is what I call a friend. The one that, for example, if you have issues, you want to speak his mind, and we have friends. When we're growing up, we know who your friend, where you can go and even sleep overnight. That's what you call a friend. That's my understanding. Unless maybe there's a different definition to what kind of friend I use.
Obviously, a friend is someone you can rely on.
So Kurt, for instance, I don't call him my friend. He's a working colleague. The president of the FA was my boss. He wasn't my friend. I'm sure he has his circle of friends. I have my circle of friends. Those are the issues. Sometimes when you say people try to twist it.
Okay, so the relationship you had then was a working relationship.
It was my boss. Completely. He was my boss. It was somebody I was working with, which I showed so much respect as a boss. That's how I see it. It wasn't a friend and brother relationship, no.
So do you feel bad when many people think that you betrayed him?
On what? How? Betrayed? How? Throughout the period, if there is one person who served Nyantakyi from the beginning to the end, it's me. Why? Is it wrong that I feel something strong about maybe something that a leader has done and I've been able to voice to him or tell him? That makes me a betrayer? Oh, God.
But do you know that was the news out there?
Well, everybody.
I mean, even at a point, many think that, I mean, there was a group.
Say, there's something you want to say. Some even said I was part of an ass.
Yeah, that's what
you can even say it. If you can say, I will help you to say it. Me, everybody who knows me knows that even up to today, I don't know an ass from Adam. And we are speaking on, and there are people, and I'll tell you. I'll mention one person, and today I will tell you there are things that even when an ass expose came, a lot of people didn't know. I spoke to people I've seen in granting interviews on an ass thing, and I'll call Charlie Yes, I'm telling you. I'll mention one name. Yes, ask Obama. I called him.
Oh.
Yes, I called Charlie. Yes, it's because if you know me, you know me. The fact is that me and the president had issue, and I'm sure it's no secret that I sent a certain text message and what, and that brought. And is that a betrayal? What's the betrayal about that? That, Betty, I'm working with you, and there's something that I don't feel comfortable, and I send you a personal message. Somehow the message got leaked, not from my side. Is that what we call betrayal?
If you want to change things that happened, would you wish that incident never happened?
No, maybe probably it shouldn't have been a test, but it should have been like a one-on-one. If you ask me, maybe that incident should have been one-on-one between me and Mr. Nyantakyi. Like maybe in a certain room, and then I will speak to Mr. President, this and that, instead of sending him a text message. That's for. But apart from that, I don't see where the betrayal is. If somebody should be feel betrayed, it should rather be me, not him.
Really?
Of course. Of course. Because everybody knows how I served. If you are a media personality in this country.
Yeah, I mean,
even before Ibrahim Sani Dara came, before that Sani came as a spokesperson who was also defending Nyantakyi left and right from, was George Afriyie. My chief of staff that people were calling me then wasn't the creation of the FA that there was a particular chief of staff. There was a certain man, when there is an issue on radio, before you woke up, I'll be on GH1, the morning of the year, I'll be there waiting for you before you start your program. So me, I served, and that's the kind of training I had. Remember me, I'm a Japanese trainer. We are so loyal to the core. But it doesn't necessarily mean that if I find something wrong and I have to tell you, I can't tell you. And that makes me a betrayer. Not going out there to destroy you somewhere or to say things about you. And you can say it up to today. Have you ever heard me on radio saying that, oh, Mr. Nyantakyi did this, did that, did this?
No.
I always speak to praise his administration. Because once you are criticizing that administration, I was part of it.
Obviously.
I was part of it. And if there are credits, I also take credit for it. And so I don't see why somebody will say you betrayed. Betrayed in what sense? Did I sold him up to somebody? Did I went to tell people that, oh, do A, B, C, D against him? Did I took him to an opponent? No, I didn't do anything like that. But the fact is that, see, this country, there's something that I find very, very real. People can't stand up to their leader. People can't stand up to their leader. This is something that we find it difficult, and I understand why it is like that. It's because of our culture. See, our culture is such that, oh, penyiya money ayenka. So you can all sing together, and when you have to die, you all die together. You understand what I mean? But the point is, if we are able to say no, boss, if we can do this way, we can do that. Should show that yes, but you can't be quiet and things are not right and you keep it to yourself. No, that's not good. You are not helping the leader. So that was me. Me, I was so loyal to the core. And you will forever be like that. Oh yeah, of course. Nothing will change. Like you said, you asked me the question that, oh, if there's something that I would say, oh, probably that message shouldn't have gone by a text message, but should have been upon a second thought. Oh no, boss, I think that this and that we should have done this, we should have done that. It shouldn't have been a text message. So that's but hey, we are in the era of technology. We are not careful. Things get messy. Things get messy, and so that's how I feel sorry for that text message because, of course, it should have been the way. It should have rather been there. So that's okay.
Uncle George, thank you so much.
I'm grateful.
So that is former GFA Vice President George Afriyie. I mean, he's one man that is really deep when it comes to football. Anytime you sit with him, you get to learn a lot about the industry. And so he was our guest on the Untold Stories. Thank you for sticking and stay. We'll catch you on the flip side.